on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Welcome Home podcast. I am Alex Vazquez, and I'm joined again by my son, Alex Vazquez.
What's up? What's up? Good to be back.
What's going on, bro?
None much. Another day, another dollar.
That's it. That's what I've always said. Now you got to up that dollar, man. It's got to be
I know, inflation.
inflation. You know, it's crazy. So, man, how you been?
I've been good.
Yeah?
I've been, grinding with my buyers. We'll get into that in a second, but it's been an interesting summer so far and an interesting year so far.
Nice, man. And I know people follow you. How's things going with you done with the house, right? You got everything handled?
Yeah, the house is done. I don't know how far deep we're gonna get into that, but if we want to,
Man, hey, whatever you
all
want
right.
to do.
So I mean, I was actually gonna make like a reel about my entire process and everything. I recently had to evict my tenant.
Hold on real quick.
Okay.
So how do you feel? Like your first investment, like you poured all this money into it, you subdivided it up, you made it look great. You get this person in there that checked out, right? She checked all the boxes, and then what happened?
Yeah,
I mean,
so
whatever.
yeah. So I mean, it's definitely a learning experience, and I'm kind of glad it's happening on the first one, because now I know the exact process. There's been a lot of people on the way from day one to now that I've learned from, and if this were to ever happen to me again, it'd be a much easier process.
Yep.
But it's been a learning curve, a massive learning curve, a reality check for what real investing is like.
Yep.
And just having that responsibility is great. It has its pros, its cons, but I just have to remember that the good always outweighs the bad in the long run in terms of investing. So yeah, it was crazy.
Man, you know what you just said it's so real, right? Like the investing it's a business, right? And not always things go great in business. Things happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And hey, you get through it, you learn, you grow, and you push on, right? And so you're right. I'm glad it happened early. I'm glad you were able to get through it and you learned some things for the next time. And like you just said, man, at the end of the day, it's all about growth and it's all about just building your empire.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to the next one. My goal is to get one, in half the time that I got this one.
Good.
So, yeah, we're on our way.
Good, man. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you too, man.
Thank you.
Good job. So, bro, let's talk a little bit about business, right? What's going on in business? How are you feeling? What are you seeing in the market? What are your buyers talking about? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody's talking about the same things.
What?
I'm talking to a lot of lenders, a lot of other agents. They're saying it's a little slow for them. The only area that I would say is not slow, and I've preached this before, is the new construction area.
Yeah.
But in terms of like resales, there's pockets specifically in Orlando that are moving quickly.
Yeah.
But overall, the general consensus, from what I'm seeing at least, is that homes are sitting a little bit longer and buyers are a little bit more patient, I guess.
Yep.
Even though they do have the opportunity to be more aggressive in this time.
Yeah, that's a good point, man, and you're absolutely right. I'm primarily a listing agent, right? Which I only work a few buyers a year, mostly if they're referred to me or I know them or something. But I'm seeing that. Yeah, listings are lingering. Going into the listing, you have to be more upfront with the seller, letting them know that it needs to be priced accordingly. If not, you're going to be chasing the market, and that's not what you have to do or what you want to do. And so, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. They are. And there are pockets that are moving a little quicker. But the point that I wanted to make is that if you are a buyer in this market, bro, now's the time, right? Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, I can go down the list of all of the buyers that I have pending right now. And each one of them has gotten at bare minimum $15,000 in closing cost incentives.
Yep.
Whether that's resale or new construction.
Yep.
I just closed a deal a month or two ago, and the guy got a total of about $29,000, and that was a resale. We're not even talking new construction.
Yeah.
So sellers are, I don't want to say the word desperate, but they're wanting to move their property because overall it's not moving, and they're willing to compensate the buyers for that.
Yep. You know what I like about doing what we're doing here is that this is real time, like from us that are in it every day. We do this every day. And a lot of the people that we serve, our sellers, our buyers, they hear what's on the news, and usually what's on the news is late.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
it's what's happened already. And so by the time it gets to them in real time, they're late again.
Yeah.
And so you're absolutely right, man. I think now's the time, if you're looking to sell or buy, reach out to someone that has boots on the ground every day, and really talk to someone who's a professional and understand what can you do to make things happen for yourself now. Like you said, there's a lot of incentives. There's sellers that are motivated, and there's ways to make things happen on both sides, as a seller or a buyer.
Yeah, I actually have another guy too. A lot of the interest rate that's been a thing for a couple years already. And the seller actually bought down his interest rate by like 1.5 points, which is a significant decrease in your monthly payment. So like,
Oh yeah,
it's it goes all ways, not
Absolutely.
only closing cost incentives.
absolutely. So cool, man. I'm glad you have a pulse on the market. That's good. So let's talk about you, man. What are you doing for growth, personal growth, like in your business, whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about growth personally, but specifically, what's the direction you want to take your business in?
Yeah, so I've always, since honestly the school days, like I was always the guy that liked to present the information. Like you guys put the information together, I'll be the presenter. A lot of people don't like doing that. I'm not afraid of that. So I find myself lately doing a couple webinars, open houses, and seminars, and I enjoy speaking to people that don't necessarily know exactly what's going on, and I enjoy that process of getting them from, fresh green to having an idea of what's going on. So I know La Rosa has a new program,
Yep.
which I'll kind of segue into that.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's going to be my personal goal, is to start talking to my peers, and that's been a common thing since I started, like trying to bring my peers up with me, not only in me trying to sell you a house, but maybe if you're an agent, bringing you up and giving you some type of access to me where I can. And I don't even want to use mentor because we're on the same level. I'm not better than anyone,
Yeah.
but give
Counsel,
advice
coach.
and coach. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Yeah, coach, counsel. I think those are good words for that. I see you, man. And that's what I see you doing, and I see a lot of people, reach out to you, and so I'm glad you're going in that direction. We were was it last week or 2 weeks ago? We were in Jacksonville.
Yep.
We spoke to a group of people, a group of colleagues, right? They were colleagues of ours. We didn't know them, but they were in the industry, and we talked about building a team, right? Because ultimately, whether you work by yourself or you work with a team like we do, we're in business for ourselves, and this is a business, and it has to run like a business, right? And with business, there's always growth. And so, what are you doing specifically, right? I know you said seminars and all that, but specifically, what's your plan of attack to grow?
Okay, yeah, so shout out to Pedro. Pedro, he actually reached out to me and asked me if I would be a co-chair to the Next Gen committee in La Rosa. So I accepted that role in the committee, and I am looking forward to beginning that and doing our first class. So him and I have been talking, and what does that mean? That means agents 35 and younger in La Rosa are all part of Next Gen. Whether they know it or not, I would like to be the one to start opening those doors for people who don't even know that's a thing or an avenue for them.
Good.
And I want to be, again, like I said, like a resource where you can reach out to me directly and just, whether it's advice or need help on a deal, like I can be that person and just help out in that way.
Good. And for people that don't know you, that may say, and let's play devil's advocates, right? They'll be like, what can this guy teach me? I've been in the business 20 years. Like, you're 26 years old. You've been in the business 4 years, right?
Ooh, almost yeah.
4 years, 3 years.
It's crazy.
And so here's what I'll tell you to that, and you can answer your own way, right? What I'll tell you is I've been in the business 20 years, but our business evolves daily.
Yeah.
And you have taught me. Like, you have helped me do certain things differently, and you have taught me things that I may have missed or forgotten or didn't even know. And so I say to the people that are out there, colleagues of ours, right, or people that may not even be in the business, if you want someone with a fresh mind and to help out and grow your business, don't be scared to reach out, because we can all learn something from someone,
Yeah, and I think that's the most important part is having the ability to say, hey, I can learn something from this person, whether they're older or younger than you. And it even comes down to I see a lot of people, struggle with, just as an example, with the social media thing. And yeah, and
These
I've
guys are
been
helping me. Shout out to you guys out here filming out.
yeah,
Wish I could turn the camera on you guys. You guys are
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, and it's nothing extraordinary, right? I'm not closing hundreds of deals over Instagram. But this year, I will have closed 2 to 3 deals from Instagram, and that's a free resource that I just post pictures. People are attracted to my content, and then I mean, if we're talking real numbers, 2 or 3 deals that'll give me, I don't know, $12,000 to $15,000 on just posting pictures.
let's be real. Let's be real. Like
Let's be real. Absolutely,
The average price point in Orlando right now is about $400,000.
absolutely.
So at 2.5% commission, which has been the standard,
Okay.
that's $10,000 per transaction that a buyer's agent would make.
Yeah.
So if you close 2 to 3 deals a year just from using social media, that's an extra $20,000 to $30,000 gross, right? Gross. And let's be real about the numbers too, right? Because
Yeah, there's splits.
there's splits. You got to pay taxes. You have other fees you gotta pay for. But gross, bro, that can be $20,000 to $30,000 just by doing the things that you're doing that maybe other people don't know how to do.
Right.
That I don't know how to do. That's why I pay somebody to do that. But yeah, man, that's real.
Yeah, and I'm definitely planning on doing a class for that specifically for the Next Gen Committee. But it's as simple as just posting yourself more often and posting like your personal life. Like people want to know who they're dealing with and who they're talking to when they're working these transactions. And that's what it's really about. Like we're the H6 Homes team.
Yep.
H stands for the human element.
Yep.
So just be real, and people will be attracted to that rather than you posting all your closings or why it's a good time to buy or rent. Like those things are all great and they're helpful at times, but it's more organic if you show who you are yourself.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that, and I've learned from that. And I'm not the best on social media, but I've learned that from you, and again with the resources that I have for me. So it looks like kind of we're talking a lot today to our colleagues, right, and people that work with us and our peers. And so if you're following us and you don't know, we are the H6 Homes team. We are under La Rosa Realty, right? Been there for 12, 13 years now. And we're happy with the way things are going with the company, because they just rolled out this program that if you're in the industry and you have a business mindset of how can I grow and scale and build a team that can bring fruits for a long period of time, they have this new program. It's called the Ultimate Plan, and there's 100%, and then there's 100%. There's a Ultimate Plan 90-10, right? So 90% you keep and 10% gets given back to the company and divided up away. And what you do is you have the opportunity to grow a team or a downline, if you want to call it, and help coach like you're talking about, get coaching from your leaders or your peers, your other peers that have been in the business, and earn some money while doing that. And so let's talk a little bit about that. Like, are you planning on building that part of your business?
Absolutely, and that ties in directly with Next Gen. For anyone in Next Gen, it gives you an opportunity. And again, we'll talk real numbers. It gives you an opportunity to be your own realtor, to be your own business person without necessarily joining a team, to have access to someone who has been in the field, has the experience that you may be looking for, without, again, giving away half your commission. It's an option. And you can convince your friends to come, your realtor friends to come, and then you can be that resource for them too, which you'll get compensated for.
Right.
So it's a win-win for everybody. I love the model.
So let's talk a little bit about the model. That way people have an idea what we're talking about, right? So let's use that same example I was talking about. You sell a house. It's $400,000. There's a 2.5% commission, which is $10K, right? That $10K on a 90-10 split, correct me if I'm wrong, $9,000 you keep. That's what you go home with. And then $1,000 that's left over, which is that 10%, 500 of that 1,000, so half, is company dollar. The other 500 gets divided up between your upline or your downline, right? So let's use you and me for an example, just for conversation speak. That 500, I would get 250 or so from
Yep,
it, and then
$250.
whoever is coaching me will get a portion of that, and so on and so forth. But there's a good caveat to this, right? There's a good bonus to this. It's not forever. There's a cap, and that cap is
Is $10,000.
$10,000. And when you cap, the company gives you $10,000
In stock.
what they call RSVs. I believe they're restricted stock. So that stock, it has to mature. I think it has to mature for 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me. We'll get you the details if you're interested. But you get stock
Yep.
options from the company. And you have different ways of earning income with this career in real estate. So why wouldn't anybody do that? Like, why wouldn't anybody take advantage of doing what you like to do, which is what you're doing anyway? It's helping people in the real estate industry, whether it's investments, personal property, whatever it is. And at the same time, help your colleagues and your team grow. And then from that effort, you're earning money to do that, which is what we all do, right? We all work to earn money so we can pay our bills and grow and flourish.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people out there too that watch the stock market and they like the stock market too. And the last point you touched on of you're gonna get your $10,000 back once you cap, in terms of stock. Right now the company just went public. Our stock is very low, so like if you even get in now and build that downline like sooner than later, and you start meeting those goals, and La Rosa rewards you for meeting those goals with those incentives for the stock, you can build a nice little portfolio just on what you're already doing.
Yeah,
So that's a major like key for all my stock people, because I have a lot of friends that are into that. That's a big one.
Yeah, and it just adds another tool in your belt for future growth. We always preach, right? Like invest and diversify. That's what we do. We have investment properties, we diversify in other things. And so this offers an opportunity to you guys that are watching us, whether you're in the business or not in the business, to tap into a model that is beneficial. And yeah, man, I'm proud of you. And I think what you're doing, helping, this next gen organization and next gen group, is going to be beneficial for both sides. And so yeah, I applaud you for that, man.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I do like to speak, and I do like to be the face of the project, I guess. But one thing is I'm always trying to improve, like talking to people, so that's also gonna like force me to grow. So
Good.
it's a win-win on both sides.
Nice, man. What else you got?
Honestly, last year I traveled a lot. I'm trying to get back to that. While maintaining that. But hey, that's another benefit of the UP. Like,
Yep.
you'll have more free time, and you'll have that time to yourself back if your downline is bringing you money.
Yep, exactly.
It's the reality of the program, and what you can build is just, it's endless.
Yeah, it really is. There's a lot of opportunity, and it doesn't have to be so complicated.
Yeah.
We can sit down, if you guys are interested. We can sit down with you and explain it to you on a real simple level with a calculator. It's really simple and easy to understand. But
Yeah.
if you're in the business, I don't see why you wouldn't even want to hear about it, because it's really actually that good.
No, 100%. And I plan on making a couple of phone calls to some friends that are already in the industry. But
Good for you.
yeah, but I mean, to answer your question, I kind of want to get back to traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that last year. I think I want to go a little bit more extreme, and like
What's your next trip?
my next trip, I'm eyeing one right now. This one's a little bit unorthodox, but it's Cambodia and Vietnam.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
But we'll see. I don't know yet. But next year, it was my goal for this year. Next year, I want to go to Thailand for a month.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like I want to do that and live in a different place for a long period of time, and just like experience that, see what that's like.
Better get to work, bro.
No, I know. That's why I wasn't able to do it this year, because all the things piled up.
Yeah.
But
you had to evict that lady out of your house and that.
yeah, no. It's just not good, but we'll get there. Everything in its own time.
Cool, bro. Lastly, really quick, before we wrap up today, the question that that everyone's talking about, right, in our business. So if you're in our business, or if you're not in our business, if you're a buyer or a seller, what's your take on what's about to happen in our industry with the whole settlement and what's happening with commissions and breakdowns of commissions. And again, it affects people that are realtors in the business, and it also affects buyers and sellers. So what's your take on it?
I think it's real interesting. I think people should really do their research before actually going out and just talking. I've already heard a bunch of crazy things from like my clients. Do your research and fully understand what's actually about to happen, because that's only going to benefit you, whether that's in a transaction of your own or as an agent speaking to that, about that to your clients.
Yep.
But I personally think it's going to be about showing value and things that we've talked about in the past in terms of actually sitting down with your clients and being able to translate the importance of our team and what type of service that we're going to provide to them, so that they understand that whoever they're paying, they know their money is going to good use. And
if they have to pay.
Exactly. And we're not here just collecting a check.
Correct. And so for those of you guys that have been following us for a long time and know how we operate, we've always operated that way, right? We've always operated on, we sit down with our customer or client, we do a full consult, whether buyer or seller, but we never had to enforce any type of buyer agreement. Listings are different because listings, the seller commits to an agent that's going to represent them and they sign a listing agreement. However, on the buy side, it was never mandatory. And now what's going to happen is, for those of you that are, again, either buyers or agents in the business, starting in 2 weeks, you have to sign a buyer's agreement, a buyer's agent agreement. So when you choose your agent that's going to work with you, you have to understand what value they're presenting, like Alex just said, to get you to the end goal. And that's going to be the most important key. You have to have value, and you have to have knowledge that you're going to be able to get that buyer from A to Z with no hiccups. And there's always hiccups, right? But you have to have someone that knows how to navigate that. And so I highly suggest that if you're in the market searching for a home, that you understand who you're working with and make sure that they're going to be able to provide that value to you. And if you're an agent in the business and don't know how to deliver that consultation or that message, reach out to us, because we have a system that's worked for us for many years. It will help you convert at a high rate, and it will help you deliver that value up front so that they will, sign that paper and that agreement, because it's mandatory.
And that system is the 7 easy step process to purchasing a home.
That's it.
7-step. And for realtors out there specifically, you also need to protect yourself. I went on a showing last week where I knew the clients were talking to other agents, and during our showing, just small talk, casual talk, and our discovery questions that we ask, I asked, hey, have you guys seen any other homes? Are you working with anyone else? And they said no. So that could be you driving around showing properties, and then at the end of the day, they just go with somebody else. Like, you need to protect yourself, and now it's more important than ever.
Yeah, and actually, now you have to have that consult and get that agreement signed. So yeah, man, there's a lot happening in our industry right now. So if you're in the business and you need help, navigating through these waters, reach out to us. There's no obligation. If you're with La Rosa, cool. If you're not, cool too. We are here to help our colleagues and our industry. If you're neither and you're just a buyer or a seller looking to get into the market or already in the market, again, reach out to us and we'll help you navigate these changes in these waters. So, yeah, man. So, you gonna wrap it up or?
Yeah, no, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good. So, thank you, man. Thank you for joining me. We need to figure out who we're gonna bring on next so we can liven this up a little bit. And
maybe in the comments, if you're watching, let us know who you want next. Do you want lenders, inspectors, title reps? If you want Eric.
Yeah, throwback. Shout out to Eric.
Yeah.
We've been actually. I tried to get him on the show today, but he's in Fort Lauderdale fighting. He's a judo black belt.
Eric.
Wow. Eric is a judo black belt, so he's down in Fort Lauderdale beating somebody up right about now.
Nice.
But yeah, so we'll get Eric on soon.
Nice.
Get Eric on soon, guys. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Always is a pleasure. Alex Vazquez, H6 Homes team, 321-443-3483.
Alex Vazquez Jr., 321-443-0165.
Thanks, guys. See you on the next one. Appreciate it.